Hello, welcome to my channel, Fleeting Days. Days are passing very quickly. How are you doing? This is my second video to introduce the reclaimed land in Okayama, Japan. In my previous video, I talked about some sluice gates left in Takasaki area. There are still others in the reclaimed land. The area I walked this time was the second division in the project of Kojima Bay Reclamation, which started in the end of 19th century. Do you remember Denzaburo Fujita, who accepted the difficult project? And his company, Fujita played a major role in the project. The second reclaimed area is Fujita, which was named after Denzaburo Fujita. These stars indicate the locations of the sluice gates I visited this time. It took more time than I thought, as I walked around randomly here and there. Let's start a tour of the sluice gates. The first sluice gate I visited is the Hinoegawa Himon. Himon is a Japanese word for sluice or sluice gate. It was built on the Hinoegawa irrigation channel in 1904. This himon is a relatively big one, consisting of 3 arch-shaped water passages. The shape of the water passages and the arrangement of stones and red bricks are the features of the sluice gates designed by Fujita. The sluice gate has been modified as seen in the upper concrete columns, but mostly remains as before. The center arch is a little bigger than the other two because it was prepared for small boats traveling here. Though boats do not go through the gate anymore, it's still an important sluice gate which controls the water in this area. This is the present view of downstream from the sluice. The place used to be the entrance to Kojima Bay or the sea, but today the end of the stream connects with the Kurashiki River. Next one is the Sakura no Baba Himon. It was completed in almost the same period as the Hinoegawa Himon, around 1904. And around 20 years ago, the Route 30 was expanded, and this himon, which had originally located just beside the route, was supposed to be removed. But people loved it, and they knew that it had a value worth preserving. It was transferred several kilometers south to this place in the corner of a playground as a commemoration. Sakura no Baba is a little long name. The original meaning of sakura is cherry trees, but in this case, Sakura is the name of the place, and Baba means a site to hitch horses. Horses were means to transport supplies those days. According to its name, we know it was originally standing in the place named Sakura no Baba. Red bricks are especially impressive in this sluice gate. The way of laying bricks is British style. At the time when it was built in the beginning of the 20th century, Japan eagerly tried to bring in Western techniques and technologies to modernize the nation. The sluice gates designed by Fujita those days also employed a design from blending between Japanese and European styles. This is the view from the backside. Then I moved to Omagari, where 3 sluice gates stand at some intervals along the dike of the Kurashiki River. They are several years older than Sakura no Baba and Hinoegawa Himons. Some people say they are just like 3 Himon brothers. There it is. It's the first Omagari Himon. Its appearance reminded me of the ones in my previous video, but unlike them, this one was busily working. A network of water channels spreads among the rice paddies in this area. This 120-year-old well-maintained sluice gate still distributes water into 3 water channels. Small stone steps are arranged in the both wings, which makes me wonder how people climb down to water. One of the features of the sluice gate designed by Fujita Area in this period is two columns with a small umbrella on the top on the front side. This looks like very Japanese, but unfortunately one column has missed an umbrella. It's time to say goodbye to the youngest Himon brother. I hurried to the next sluice. It was already late afternoon. I walked a little quickly down on the dike. Then there I saw a well taken care of sluice, the second Omagari Himon. It was modified with concrete and maintained in good condition. As the water level of the Kurashiki River is higher than that of land, the first and the second Omagari Himons today bring in the water from the Kurashiki River and distribute it to the irrigation channels in this area as necessary. But when they were built, the outside of the dike used to be the sea, and so their main function was to drain water from the reclaimed land into the sea. However, they seem to have another function that is indicated in the holes left in the stone part. According to the record, a device was equipped to those sluice gates to bring in the seawater, but the water which floated on the surface of the seawater only at high tide, because it was low in the salt level. The holes left on the wall of the backside of the sluice are said to be the trace of that function. People living on the reclaimed land separately needed fresh water. The front side, which faces on land, is also well maintained. The two columns are also provided to the elder brother. In this case, the umbrella are safely placed on the top of both columns. When I reached the third Omagari Himon, the last one, the sun started declining, and when I took the photos, the eldest Himon brother stood in the color of sunset. The stone arrangement has been reinforced with cement and concrete to preserve, but this Himon was completely retired. The steel plate painted in white firmly blocks the gate, which will not be opened again. Two columns in the front are still safe. Look at the river. Now it's time to go home. The violet mist at dusk covered all around the river. Waterbirds are on the way home. The moment of sunset lasts only a minute or so.